Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Passionately Speaking, our weekly call where we talk about public speaking, advanced topics, and just to get you out there and ready to be an even better speaker. So, tonight we are going to talk about how to, let me get the exact title. I didn't write it down because I had it right in my phone. Right in my phone. Okay, hold on just a moment. Just a moment. Okay. How to go from an overlooked presenter to a sought after speaker. How to go from an overlooked presenter to a sought after speaker. I mean, it's great that we could say we're a speaker, but if we're not actually speaking, if we're not getting those speaking engagements, then we're not an active speaker, right? It's like it being an aspiring actress. We can aspire all we want, but unless we're really acting, we're not making any money or getting ourselves out there. So as speakers, we have to get out there. I want you to think like, target an area where everywhere they look, there you are. Everywhere you look, oh, there's Dr. Renee, there's Carol. Oh, she's speaking again. Oh, it's now this group, that group. And just kind of target a center and go out and out and out and out. But the key here is that how do we become sought after? In other words, we know, and we've talked about this, how you get those speaking engagements and how you grow and how, this kind of thing. But how do we get it where other people are helping us and doing it? And they're sought after means they're looking for you. And there are people that are looking for you, by the way, and looking for your topic, right? But if you're the best kept secret and if you're hidden under, you know, tons and tons of, whatever, whether it's networking groups or shyness or just staying in your home or whatever it might be, people aren't going to find you. So we have to be, if we want to be a sought after speaker, they have to know we exist, right? For one thing. So how do they know that we exist? We have to be out there speaking. We have to be out there speaking, and then our popularity grows. So I'm going to give you 5 ways tonight where you can get out there, gain visibility as a speaker so that you will become a sought after speaker. Now, this is a given. And I don't know if you do all 5 of these things, if you're not a great speaker, you're still not going to be sought after. So, one of the top things, of course, to become a sought after speaker is you have to be a great speaker, right? How do you become a great speaker? This isn't my 5 things, but this is just kind of I want to set it up. How do you become a great speaker? One, yes, you have to speak, but two, you have to constantly get trained, just like you're doing here, because public speaking changes every single day, just like technology, just like the stock market, right? So you have to stay in tune with it. And you are by coming to this class every week. And then what you want to make sure you're doing is your own self study. Go to some of the Passionately Speaking archives and refresh. There's thousands and thousands of hours. This is the only program out there that has this kind of archives, public speaking program. There's probably other ones, of course, other ones. But as far as public speaking, I've looked. I keep in tune on what my competition is all about, right? And I've seen people come and go. I know, right, Carol? We have seen speaker trainers come and I've done 5 speeches. I'm going to be a trainer, right? And they come and they go, and they come and they go, and they come and they go. I see it all the time, all the time. Guess what? I'm still standing because this is all I do, right? So what you want to make sure that you do is be a speaker that is still standing. Just keep speaking, keep getting out there, keep getting trained. Because if you don't stay trained, you're going to be obsolete. Yes, even as a speaker, you're going to be obsolete. I make sure that I stay up on my training. I make sure I know what my competition's doing. I make sure that I'm reading. I make sure that I see what other speakers are doing. I keep my head in the game. in the game so I can come and share it with you. And all you need to do is execute. Just go out there and use it and speak it and stay in that conversation and be aware of what's going on around you. You can identify old-fashioned speakers. I was sharing the other day about this speaker that took me to lunch, right? Picked my brain. That was lovely. Thank you very much, But he was an old-fashioned speaker. He's like asking me, well, how was my speech? And I said, it's outdated. It's outdated. You're an old-fashioned speaker. You spoke like the old boys, right? You need new training. It was just, and Dawn saw this guy, it was just like this old-fashioned, bring your notes, right? Read off of your notes. And he told me, he goes, I brought notes up there. I really don't need them, but I brought them up there so people know that I'm serious. I'm like thinking to myself, are you kidding me? You were a prisoner behind the lectern with your own notes, right? Old-fashioned way of speaking. Hi, Dr. Luana. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see
Sorry, ladies, I got involved doing something else and then didn't notice the time.
It's okay. You know what? A little tip. You can put the timer on your phone. You can say, hey, Siri, set the clock for 5 till 4.
I'll remember to do that next
Oh, no,
time.
she did it. She did it. She set the timer for me. No,
Arvee, what else did he do that was old fashioned in your opinion and Don's opinion of this person?
Okay, so
besides the notes.
He started his speech in an old-fashioned way, like trying to connect to the audience. Like, oh yeah, when I came in, I talked to so-and-so and I did so-and-so. Just like, it's like, come on, dude, get to the point, right? It was just stupid. It was kind of like pretend plagiarism or something. It was awful. Stayed behind the lectern and never moved. But the worst thing he did is he talked. I think he brushed off an old speech, which you never want to do. It was a new audience. It was an audience of widows, and he talked about resilience. I wanted to take that resilience and shove it up his butt. Because when you're a widow, you don't want to hear resilience. You want to hear navigation, right? How do I navigate through this? Not, you got to be resilient. I'm like thinking, dude, you've never lost a husband or a wife. You don't know what you're talking about, right? So you have to really be careful. And the new audience, it's a new speech. If your signature talk doesn't fit, then you've got to come up with a brand new one. And that's what he didn't do. I know he just kind of brushed off. Anyway, I'm not trying to ditch him. I'm just saying that's how important it is. And he does get paid to speak in corporate and stuff, but that's how important it is to stay on top of your game. And in this game, we're talking about speaking. Okay, it's so important because other people will recognize it, even though you might not think they do. There's going to be somebody in the audience that's going to know. It's not everybody. Okay, anyway, enough said about that. So let's talk about the 5 things that you can do to become sought after. Again, this is after you're well trained, right? You're well trained and you're a good speaker already. All right, you're not, just like a mediocre speaker. Okay, so number 1, we're going to use social media, right? Social media, whether we like social media, whether we don't, it is here to stay and it is a tool. And as a speaker, we need to learn how to use it as much as we can or want to, right? As much as feels comfortable for you. Now, I'm going to give you 5 things. You don't have to do all 5 things. So you might want to say, well, social media isn't for me. Fine, do one of the other things. All right, but let me just talk about the power of social media as a sought after speaker. Now, I'm not talking about advertise like, oh, I'm a speaker looking for speaking. I'm not talking about that. Everybody's going to pass that by. I'm talking about a couple of things. Putting pictures of your speaking engagement. putting, somebody's typing and I hear the typing. Is that you, Dr. Renee?
I'm
Okay.
gonna mute myself. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll put myself on mute.
Mute yourself. Yeah. Okay. So, and I'm glad you're taking notes. I love that. Everybody should be taking notes. This is valuable information. So, but I'm talking about telling a story about your speaking engagement. Oh, look at, I did this or I did that. Telling a story, making it a story and showing pictures of you speaking. Right? I'm not talking about, hey, I'm a speaker looking for speaking engagement. So always put posts up about your speaking engagements. Always. Anywhere you can, whatever platform, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's, I don't care, but just get it out there so that people know. Now, that's number one. Number two is the lives. All social media now has an ability to go live and do live videos. And then you could, again, tell them about your speaking engagement, invite them to come and see you, or just report afterwards. Become a reporter and just say, hey, I have this most exciting speaking engagement. I spoke to a group of realtors, and it was their halfway meeting in the year, and it was a big rah and blah blah blah. And I met a ton of people that were real estate people and escrow professionals and blah blah blah. And if you ever get an opportunity to meet this group, if you're in the real estate or not, you should meet this group. Give them something, give them a tip, but subconsciously they're hearing that you're a speaker. Like Dr. Renee, your last speaking engagement, you can just go on social media and say, you know what, I just spoke to a group of 200 Christian women, and you're not trying to brag on yourself. I'm going to give you an opportunity to brag later, but it's just you're reporting. This happened. It's at this church. There's a great bunch of women over there. If you can ever get over to that church, in Chattanooga, Tennessee, go and do it. And don't worry if your social media is all over the world. Who cares, right? That what they're getting is that you're a speaker. Get it? So they might go, I wonder if she speaks online. Maybe I can ask her to come and speak at my event, and it's online. You see, you're just reporting on an event you spoke at, and now they know you're a speaker. And again, when you report, you want to say 200 people in the room. If there was only 7 people, don't mention the number of people, If there's a lot, mention it. Mention something that was special about the group. These women were, women of faith. They were so sweet. I did give them a little gift at the end, that was really of high value. Again, you don't have to go, I had this in it and that. No, just keep it short. Keep your videos 15 to 30 seconds, right? Don't go on a minute or 5 minutes or anything like that. Those days are gone. We used to, yeah. Lives, we could go on 5 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. We used to, but not anymore, ladies. Not anymore. They're a lot shorter now. I'm short. All right. You could do the live on Facebook. You could do it on LinkedIn. You could do it on YouTube, and you could also do it on TikTok, and you could do it on Instagram. If you don't feel good with lives, now there's some rules, okay? Like I think TikTok, you have to at least have 1,000 followers before you can go live. So there's some, of course, criteria with some of these things. But if you don't feel good just live, then videotape it. Videotape it. Listen to me. Videotape it, right? That's old-fashioned. Video it and then put it up. So you can edit it if you want or do it over again. So if you're not comfortable with lives, just video it. But keep them short. Keep them short. So again, use your social media to report and act as a reporter. Okay, number 2, always get referrals from wherever you speak. Always. Never leave the location without a referral. So either get it in the beginning before you speak, which a lot of people aren't apt to, but if they loved you after you speak, go up to the person that hired you or paid you or whatever and just say, was this what you wanted? Did you enjoy it? Did I do good? Whatever, right? Oh, yes, on and on and on. They're going to rave. Oh, everybody loved you. That's exactly what it. Great. Do you think you can think of can I have a referral for another group? Do you know of another group that I could speak to? Now they're going to be up in their high right now. That's when you want to get it. Not all the time are you going to get it though, because sometimes they're going to be busy. If they have to clean up or if they have to socialize, they might just say, well, call me tomorrow. Or you might have to say, can I call you tomorrow and get the names? But do it right away. But do mention it as soon after that you possibly can when it's fresh in their mind. Sometimes they stop and they give them to you on their phone, and sometimes you have to call them tomorrow. But just make that gesture, make that move, ask for referrals to other groups. Everybody knows some other group. Almost every group has a brother or a sister organization. All right. And if they don't, somebody like Dr. Love, she could say, well, when's your next event? Do you want me to speak at your next event? Right? Do you want me to speak same thing next year? A lot of these organizations plan for 6 months, a year in advance. So don't be shy about asking for another gig. Just ask for it. All right. So that's number 2. Number 3, again, this is the bragging one. Get your brag on. This is where you can brag, and I want you to start talking to people. Now, we're everywhere, right? People, we're everywhere. We go places, we go to events, we go to networking. So instead of when people talk to you, when you talk chit chat, talking chit chat, right? When they chit chat, we'll chit chat about your speaking engagement. So instead of chit chatting about your day or about your kids or about your work in general, chit chat about your speaking engagement. Right. And you could start, you could say, well, ask them, well, what did you do today? Or what's the most exciting thing you've done this last week? And then they tell you. And then you could say, if they don't ask you back, say, well, I just want to tell you the most exciting thing I did is I just spoke at the church, 200 people. My topic was, God is love, love is God, whatever topic is, right? And it was so incredible. And again, you're bragging, but then you're saying, you know what, that this happened or that happened, or I couldn't believe it. I inspired so many people. I never meant to, I just was giving my message, but all of a sudden people stood up and I got a standing ovation and I'm just so grateful, right? So it's bragging, but being humble about your brag. Does that make sense? And just talk about it. Instead of talking about your business, which is boring most of the time, the way people talk about it, right? So instead of saying, this is what I do, just say what you have done. Is that a genius? Is that $1 million idea? Right? Right. Because we're so thank you, Dr. Renee. We're so in a habit of just talking about our business and what we do, you know? So talk about your speaking engagements. Isn't that great, right, Claudine? Just chit chat like you talk about it here. And now they know you're a speaker without you going, and I'm a speaker and I'm a 5-time best-selling author and I'm a this and I'm a that. No, just tell them the story. Remember, stories open the hearts of the listeners and stories sell. You're selling yourself as a speaker. And that's just a wonderful thing. Okay. So get your brag on, start telling people just as a matter of fact what you've done. And, you can even ask them after that, hey, this is a great topic. My topic, whatever, it's blah, 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 blah. Maybe you know of someone that would love to hear that topic. And then zip it and let them tell you, oh, no, I don't know of any organizations, or they'll go, you know what? Let me think on that. You're planting the seed. Get your brag on. All right, number 4. And again, this one, I talk about a lot, and it's nothing new, but thank you. You got your millions going on. Thank you. But this one is, and it's just kind of a reminder, when you are at networking events, always put in your introduction that you're a speaker, right? International speaker if you are, but that you're a speaker, and don't like scoot over that really fast. If you're looking for speaking engagements, focus on it. So I'm in real estate, but my love and my passion is speaking, and I'm an international speaker, and I travel all over the world speaking. So if you know of anybody looking for a speaker, I would love an opportunity to get in front of them. You know, you're taking your time with it. You're not just saying, I'm a speaker looking for speaking engagements. Give some emotion to it. You know, what I'm passionate about is speaking this message about God. I'm passionate about speaking my message about how children can, or how parents can communicate with their children. And, you know, it's just really been taken off lately. So if you know of anybody that wants to hear that message, please, please let me know, because I really would like to share it with them. See the difference, ladies, right? You're taking more time, more care, more passion yourself in explaining it. Now they go, wow, I got to hear that. She really likes, you know, she's really passionate about it. Okay, so that's number 4. So add it to the elevator speech, but I want you to change how you add it, and don't just make it like a line item, but instead, you know, put some emotion and juice and passion behind it. All right, number 5. Now, this one, similar to number 1, but this is I separated it because this is videos on YouTube. Video reels. Reels are real short, right? They're 30 seconds. They get to the point, and they do not sell anything. Reels, it's not an advertisement. It's a reel. It's like a quick tip. So again, put your reels out there. Do a quick tip about one of your speaking engagements, whatever your title is. Let's say it's mine, Speak Up, Get Clients. And I want a real quick tip to getting that client is you've got to first get their attention. Or quick tip, there's 5 closes. Which close are you going to use? You know, that kind of thing. Keep the mystery. They're mystery. They create curiosity, they create mystery, so they have to get a hold of you, or they have to see the next one. But it, you know, it's something that they can take as well, right? So think about reels. Again, they're real short, no longer than 30 seconds. You do them on your phone, or, you know, something like that. These phones now are more professional than we've ever had them. Get a tripod. You know, you could get a clicker to turn it on and turn it off, or just learn how to edit it. You can edit it right on the phone, or there's a lot of little programs to edit. I have 2 programs that I use for editing. One of them is called InShot, INSHOT, and the other one is called Filmora, FILMORA. They're both pretty similar, but amateurs can use it to edit. If I can edit on them, you can edit on them. You can add music, you can add sound, you could add voiceover, you can add, you know, fun stuff, special effects, whatever you want to do. If you don't want to do that, just let me know. I've got a gal that that I pay to do some of my more complicated things, because I just don't have time to do it all. And then she'll load it up for me as well. So there's people that will do that for you if you don't want to do it yourself. But I like to learn how to do something, then I know what I'm giving to somebody else, right? If I know how to do it, I just don't choose to do it, then I know what the value is, and I know if they're trying to overcharge me or whatever, right? So it's always good to kind of know what it is, and then you make the, like, I can clean my house, but I don't choose to, right? I'd rather hire somebody else to do that. That kind of thing. It's like that. So learn how to do it so you can do it if you want to. But if you decide not to, give it to somebody else. Okay? All right, so those are the 5 things that you can use to get, again, you don't have to use all 5, pick one at a time, and it's all about getting more visibility as a speaker so that you're more sought out. This is, again, once you're trained and once you're good and your message is down and all that stuff, then how do you get that word out? Of course.
Excuse me. I didn't get number 5.
Videos on YouTube. Videos on YouTube. And again, we could add a number 6. It's kind of a given, but a number 6 is just get out there and speak, right? Get out there and speak. But what I like to do is find organizations that have brother and sister organizations. I speak for one, and then I ask for referrals to the other. And it's so easy because then when you call, you go, oh, so-and-so from your Kavina chapter told me to call you. I just got done speaking at that chapter, and they thought this would be really good. See, they kind of compete. Chapters kind of compete, and they want the same thing that each of them have, especially if it's something good. Okay? So don't be afraid to make those phone calls. You've got a warm door opening there, right? Charlie told me to give you a call. You know, he gave me your name and number. He thought maybe your organization would like this talk also. Got it? Okay. All right. So those are the 5, 6 things that you can use to get yourself out there and become the most sought after speaker. All right. Now, does anybody else have an idea? Did I miss something? Do you have an idea? Yes, Dr. Love.
Okay, I have an idea. Every 2 weeks, I'm on an international call with about 180, 210 people every 2 weeks. Speakers, authors, it's international. And what I do, they always say, okay, add your information in the chat, and then they put us in breakout rooms for 6 people. All right, so then you have to put your stuff in the chat again. What I have done in Pages, I have a Mac, and I'm not techy, but I've been learning, and I keep my eyes open and embrace technology. I say that to myself every day as a declaration. I have my short bio, my podcast, Love Cafe with Dr. Renee, and then the thing, and then my phone number and website. Everything is there in Pages. So I copy and paste it and stick it into the thing, into the chat room. Did you get that part? So it's already done. You're not typing in the chat room, because if you're typing in the chat room and 6 people are talking, you're missing out on what they're saying. But if you copy and paste it, you write it in Pages first, like or notes or a Word if you have a PC. Then you copy it with this, highlight it, and then slide it over and put it into the chat room in the Zoom call. Into the Zoom chat room.
I guess I'm lost. Are you the speaker in here?
No. So let's say there's 200 people in a networking group. Okay, just speakers from all over the world. They break us down into 6 people into a breakout. And then you talk what I do, blah 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 blah. 1 minute. Then the leader will say, each person will say, okay, well, put your information in chat room. All I do is copy paste it and put it like that quickly, instead of actually typing it in, because it takes too much time. You know, the links and the this and my website and my phone number and my email. I just copy and paste and what I'm looking for. Let's say if I'm going to be doing a summit and I need 6 speakers.
I'm with you.
Yeah, okay. And that really helps.
You get the word out about yourself.
Yes, and sometimes the host will say 5 or 6 times during the 2-hour period that we're all networking and breaking out in groups for 15 minutes. Okay, and then what's your event you're coming up with, and put your stuff in the link again. So everybody puts their stuff in the link, and the link is really long. The other thing I learned today is in my Finder in Mac, you have your portrait of yourself, a photo of yourself, you know, a regular professional photo. You can get that and slide it and text it to yourself. Does that make sense, Arvee? You could send your
from my profile to what?
Okay, so you're sliding it into. Do you have a Mac or you have a PC?
PC.
Oh, okay. Well, I just know this because I have a Mac and I don't know anything about computers, but I slide. You know, like I'm going to say, Arvee, send me a picture of you and your bio. To send me a picture, you know how you have to do the paperclip, the attachment? Okay. And you have to go into your files, and it has what those are in a like image, graphics, or Arvee's portraits. Let's say all your portraits that you have, like say you have 30 of them. Well, the one you have from here up, like a professional picture with a jacket on, you want that one because it's for a speaker.
Okay, your bird is really trying to get your attention.
Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to share that with everybody because it does help, and I've gotten 2 gigs already. I just did it this morning, and 5 people called me, and it worked. So
Okay, I got all of it, but I don't get the picture.
the
So,
picture, yeah, because
okay.
normally people don't put their pictures in,
Right.
you know, and if you put the picture in, people will see you, and they'll remember you. It's like, oh, I remember that person.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. So
I
that's the
hope
only
that.
part I didn't understand how we do that. So
Yeah, like if I was asking you for a portrait of yourself and you're on my stage, and I say, "Oh, Arvee, I need a photo of you so I can advertise you on my social
yeah, but we're on a Zoom call and you're saying you're sliding your picture over. So why don't you do it and show us? Because I don't understand what you mean.
media." Okay, I'll do it right now. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, talk us through it so we know what you're doing.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into the chat room and have it open. Okay, that's open. Now I'm gonna go into my text.
Maybe you can tell your birdie to.
Take a hike. Yeah. Oh, copy. And then I go into Zoom. And then I go here. Then I go there and then paste. And then I go back into I texted myself earlier today and I put my photo in and I have this. And then I'm going to go into
You put your
Zoom.
photo in the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to put this in the chat and I'm going to paste it. And then there you go. Okay, there. Okay, can you see?
Okay.
Most people don't put a photo in, and we all are women.
Oh,
We're all our ladies.
okay, so how did you, I get that. So how did you, how did you put your photo in? Tell us the steps that you did down below, the boxes or whatever you did.
So Arvee, pretend that I'm asking you, Arvee, send me a photo of you.
No, I'm asking.
No, I'm going to, I'm just saying, I got this the only way to explain it.
It's okay. It's okay.
You send it and you slide it into a text. And then you text yourself, and then you text me and copy that and put it into the chat. Text it to yourself.
Okay, it's all right. I'll play with it and figure it out, and I'll share it.
Most people don't put a photo into the chat.
Yeah. Okay, good
And
idea.
out of 200 people, I am the only one who had a photo. So that, because we're all performers, Arvee. That's why we all have to look at our backgrounds, how we dress, makeup, hair, jewelry, because we're performers. That's how people hire us. They don't say, "Oh, but I didn't have time to do this." They don't subconsciously, they don't care. Does that make sense? You know how you tell us to always dress up?
I agree.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Renee. Thank you. Okay, so I'll figure that. I'll play with it and figure that out. Okay. Whew. All right. Who else has an idea?
Have an idea, but I want to know, maybe you addressed this already. At what point do you start asking for money, or how does that, you're in eventually?
Okay, so you want to ask for money the minute they ask you to speak at their event. Then you say, what is your speaker budget? That's the first thing out of your mouth. First, like I always ask, how many people, right? And where is it? Because I have to see, am I going to drive clear across town? Am I going to drive 2 hours? Do I need to add gas allowance or money, right? Is it how much time? Is it an existing speech I'm going to do? Or do I have to sit and spend 15 hours with a new speech? So you have to gather that information so you know how much you're going to charge them when that time comes. So you ask those questions. On my website, there are like 10 questions. You download the thing, if you haven't already, that you must ask before accepting any and every speaking engagement. So you get all that stuff down. Now you're equipped and you know enough about the gig to say, what is your speaker budget? Right? Most of them will go, I don't have one. Okay. So then you need to decide, because you have all that information, do you want to do it or not? Do you want to do it for free? Do you want to do it and sell books? Do you want to do it and sell a product? What you don't ever want to do, Ramona, I mean, in the beginning you do, but once you've got practice, once you've got 50 speeches under your belt, then you never want to speak for free if you can't sell. It's either or. Either they pay you to speak or they allow you to sell and make up some of that money. Whether it's a book you want to sell, coaching you want to sell, whatever. I like to sell products that are like under 300 bucks, right? You get more traction, you know, because you only have 30 minutes. The longer the speech, the higher the ticket price. The longer the speech, the higher the ticket price. If it's only a 20, 30-minute speech, you'll be lucky to sell something under 300 bucks, right? So a lot of people make the mistake. They go in and try to sell $2,000 coaching program. Not in 30 minutes. Not unless you're T. Harv Eker and full of charisma. I've seen, he can do it, but most of us cannot, right? Right, Dr. Love? I mean, most of us just aren't that talented. But anyway, Ramona split. Sorry. Okay, done. Yeah, Dr. Love.
A real quick question. Is it passionatellyspeaking.com? And what is the password, please?
Now it's Shine, all lowercase. Every year
Shine.
I change it.
SHINE.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Passionatellyspeaking.com.
correct.
Thank you so much.
And that's where all the archives are, ladies. So don't forget to do that. When you do one, listen to one, you can report on it. And I'll give you 3 minutes to come here and report on it. And then you can count that as a speech, right? So anybody can do it. Just, and you don't even have to tell me ahead of time. You just come to the meeting and go, oh, I've got a report. Okay, we'll let you do it first. And you get a speaking engagement out of it. Okay, has to be a prepared speech. You can't wing it. I know if you're winging it. The only reason why you get credit is because it's a prepared report, a prepared speech, not a wing it speech. Right? Remember, 2 minutes or more prepared speech in front of 2 people or more counts as a speaking engagement, but it has to be a prepared speech.
And how long is that for if we were to do that? Do you want us to do that? It's fine.
How long is what?
If we were to review one of your replays, is it a 5-minute or 10-minute? What do you prefer?
3-minute speech.
Oh, 3-minute. Okay.
3 minutes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
3-minute speech, but my rule is 2 minutes and 2 people gives you a speech, but I'm giving you 3 minutes. Okay, Ramona, what did you hear last? You disappeared. We can't hear you. Sorry, honey.
My phone got too hot, so it would not, it turned off. So now I cooled it off with my air conditioner, so. And it said, I was at but what you don't ever want to do is, you have to have 50 speeches underneath you.
Say that again? I don't know.
Oh, that you need to have 50 speeches at least.
Oh.
And well practiced.
Right. Then once you have those down, I mean, you could do free ones up until you get about 50. And then it's time for you to start asking to get paid. Either a small amount, honorarium. An honorarium is anything under $1,000. And anything above that is actually a paid speech. All right. So either that or you sell something. So all you do is say, what is your speaker budget? See what they say. Most of them are going, oh, I didn't know you spoke, or I didn't this, or I didn't that, right? Now, a typical amount, if you don't know what it is, let's say you do a 30-minute at a real estate office. Typical is $500. If it's local, close by, $500. They can afford it, and it's only 30 minutes for you. You're not going to charge your regular maybe $200, $2,500 a speaking gig. That's when you do corporate, when you do schools, and you're usually doing 45 minutes to an hour. And then you're charging a regular speaker fee of $1,500, $2,500. They're usually in increments of 500s, 4,500. Yeah.
Do you have that information somewhere in your notebook of stuff?
Nope.
Price wise?
Nope.
Okay.
No, but you do now because you just wrote it down.
Yes. I didn't write it down, but I do have your speech online that I can go look at.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't. I could, I suppose, do that in my next revision.
Good thing to know.
Okay, good question, Ramona, good question. All right, so any other questions or comments before we end our call today? Okay, today is National, oh, what did they call it? National something day, I forgot. It's not Cop Day, but it's National something day today. And so all over the place, that's when we recognize policemen, firemen, and all the work that they do. And so all over in almost every city, I don't know if it's only California, or just United States, I'm not sure, but there are events. And they get out and they're trying to bring awareness to the people, to the neighborhood, to the community on who they are and what they do. So Dawn and I are going to such an event right after this call. So anyway, I don't know, National something. They still don't know what it is. Hey Siri, today is National what day?
Is it National Oyster Day?
Ice cream.
It's just called National Day. National Day is today. National today.
Not Oyster Day.
We'll find out when we go to the event. I had it this morning. They told me what it was, but National something day. Anyway. Okay. So any other questions, comments? All right. Then we will end our call tonight. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. Get out there and get those speaking engagements. Don't forget these rules. International.
Yeah.
Not just international, but a sought after international speaker. Okay.
Arvee, I wanted to ask Dr. Renee, how did her she had a Christian women engagement. Did it happen yet?
Yes, it happened. And while Arvee was gone for a couple of weeks, I did practice. I didn't have anybody's phone number. I just had Jackie's number. I had Tanya's number and Tommy's. And Jackie was in Hawaii, so it was Jackie. Yeah, it was Tanya and Tommy, and we practiced. My husband was on as well. He's a speaker, and I did very well. Everybody's happy, and I think I have 2 more things rolling over from that speech that we're in a talks with right now, and that would be paid. That's a good thing. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
And then I had everybody had a little giveaway with the little Bible markers and all kinds of little tchotchke things, Kleenex and Bible verses and scripture. So,
Great,
very
it
good.
went
Thank you for
over
asking.
well.
You're going to do so good in Puerto Vallarta with the Arvee. You made the right choice. I mean, I remember I was with you when you were thinking about it. You're on the fence. You did the right choice. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're just, it'll definitely be transformational.
Oh,
Is that okay, Arvee,
thank
if I
you.
say that,
I'm looking
Arvee?
forward to that.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna have a great time.
Thanks. And well, I'm glad that things went well with you and your
Yeah,
group.
thank you so much for asking. Yeah, it's called
You're welcome.
Walking Courageously with God.
So
Thank you.
Carol, it's National what day?
Oyster.
Regatta Day?
I don't know. I just quickly searched and that's what came up. But I do know that the Coast Guard is celebrating a big birthday. I had read that somewhere too.
Yeah, if it's not on Facebook, I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
That's where I get my news. Okay, anyway, it's National Something Day today. And so we're going to go to an event later. All right, everyone. So have
Okay.
a good evening. Get out there and speak. And remember, when you do speak, to always speak with passion. Mwah! Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Arvee, for
Goodbye.
your tips.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ladies. Bye, Arvee. Great tips.